Modern Warfare 2 is the culmination of years of Activision focus groups and what I can only assume is a potential undetected gas leak in Infinity Ward's offices. It's just insane how out of touch the management at Infinity Ward has become with, the entire fanbase that helped it become what it is today. I mean, granted, most of the original devs left to go work at Respawn, but I think some sacrifices had to be made for greatness. I'd also like to mention that I use management here because I truly don't think the devs are at fault, and nor do I want to send any hate towards the devs. They're simply just doing what they're told, and that's not their fault. I think the initial reveal of Modern Warfare 2019, along with the eventual fuck ton of money it made, kind of got to Infinity Ward's heads a bit and gave them a bit of an ego. Especially because their last two games were the most hated games in the franchise. I mean, the initial reveal for Modern Warfare 2019 was extremely exciting. We finally have a new COD engine, it's back in the modern era like everyone had been wanting, and they were banking off nostalgia by calling it Modern Warfare. So that alone meant the game was going to be good. Right? Well, we all know how that went. Became one of the most divisive Call of Duties. Died like, 2-3 months after it came out, until Warzone decided to come along and give it a giant adrenaline shot and bring it back to life. Well, now it's become probably the most profitable Call of Duty of all time, and so naturally a sequel got greenlit. What I find funny about when this game was first revealed was that people kind of assumed it was going to be exactly the same as the original Modern Warfare 2, and it would bring back all the fun memories and all that. Which, well, this is about the third time Call of Duty has tricked people into thinking that. But I think people did start to grow a little wary when all we had seen for the longest time was just some scripted campaign gameplay, which, well, looked like every other Call of Duty campaign. I mean, seriously, now that I'm thinking about it, in the time between the campaign reveal and the multiplayer reveal, I don't think anyone really talked about the game. Like, the most information we got was from Tom Henderson and not from the actual devs. It's just like they didn't want to talk about their game. That was up until Call of Duty Next, where they decided to reveal absolutely everything, including Warzone 2 and Warzone Mobile. Yay! As well as deciding, hey kids, do you want the beta? Have it now. I think this is the first time in so long where the first phase of the Call of Duty cycle didn't even begin, because what the hell was there to be excited about? We knew almost nothing aside from leaks. I mean, hey, at least when they finally showed the game, a month before launch, people actually got excited, me included, surprisingly. I was initially pretty impressed with a lot of the changes Infinity Ward was making, as well as the fact that for once we were getting a game in this day and age that felt like it was coming out complete. Now granted, I'm sure it's going to come out missing tons of features from past games, but at least the main modes and all that is here, which is a lot more than you can say for other games. A lot of the new mechanics, ranging from dolphin diving, hanging onto walls, which is pointless but admittedly pretty fun, an attachment that lets you swap to your pistol while aiming your primary, vehicles themselves are getting such a huge overhaul with new destruction systems that actually affect how the vehicle functions, and so many more that I honestly probably can't think of right now. However, as you've most certainly heard about online, and will absolutely hear about in this video, there's quite a few features that are not great at all and just didn't need to be here. It feels like out of all the new features added, Infinity Ward forgot about the most important one: player feedback. Basically, all the complaints from Modern Warfare 2019 are back and even doubled down upon in some cases. Now, of course, they gave their usual PR, we are listening to the community and taking their feedback into consideration. Like, no you aren't. You absolutely aren't. When responding to the beta feedback from Modern Warfare 2, they really hit us with a,
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you
We don't care.
like, what's the point in even having a beta for feedback if you aren't going to even consider any of the actual feedback that's given, unless they were looking for the people who are going to praise anything they put out because of pretty animations and graphics and loud gun sound. Don't get me wrong, my absolute monkey brain loves that stuff too, but come on, we gotta have standards. This game once again shows Infinity Ward's weird obsession with tricking people into thinking that Call of Duty is now a tactical game and that it was always a tactical game, as well as catering to the high-octane, bombastic, action-packed, knock-your-socks-off gameplay of being a corner goblin. Or, sorry, as Infinity Ward calls them, Sentinels. Like, I don't know if a new Mandela effect just dropped or something, but there are people who are claiming that Call of Duty has just always been this hyper-tactical experience, and I really want to know what games they've been playing, because Call of Duty would get criticized for not being a more slow-paced, thought-provoking experience, I guess. I don't know, that's the complaints I would always hear, and I would sometimes even give for some reason. Even the word tactical at this point in games is just such a marketing gimmick. Like, there's nothing tactical whatsoever about sitting in a corner with your sound turned up to max. I mean, hey, at least this game is a great showcase of the talent from Infinity Ward's sound team, because I'm pretty sure every footstep is actually sending out subliminal messages detailing the enemy's exact coordinates. You'll see so many clips out there where someone dies because an enemy heard the slight magazine tap when you reload. I mean, at least they got rid of these situations in Modern Warfare where your kids will literally shout, "Reloading!" or "Enemy spotted!" and just totally give away your position. That was one of the most frustrating but funny ways to die, because it was just so stupid. Even using dead silence, which was slightly balanced by turning it into a field upgrade, lets out a super loud like radio sound to the enemy when you use it, and it just gives away your position. It's like there's no point in using it to try and sneak up because someone's already gonna hear you. There's no point. This emphasis on sitting on your ass and doing absolutely nothing also makes all these new movement options feel so pointless. Usually games develop new movement options and design the game around encouraging the use of them, not spending all this time developing just to punish you for even daring to click the left stick. Kinda reminds me with how in Anthem, you get all these cool jetpacks and movement options, yet all the boss fights force you into like sitting behind a corner. It's insane. And to add on to this, Infinity Ward still refuses to display players on the minimap when they shoot their gun because they don't want to punish players for firing their gun. Literally no one had an issue with this in the past. It was simple. You shoot your gun, and then you move since it got revealed. Rinse and repeat. This also leads to UAVs basically being a crutch kill streak since the radar is so valuable, and a single UAV can give you such an advantage.
Bro, look at this goofy old phone. What the fuck?
Not to mention all the visibility issues that still plague these games. There are no name tags of players at all now, and everyone still just easily blends into the environment. The only thing distinguishing teammates from enemies is this little blue dot above their head, which can get stuck between walls and even appear in front of enemies, which will totally confuse you. So, taking this into consideration, here's how Infinity Ward wants you to play this game. First, be sure you're ADSing at all times. Secondly, slowly scan each corner to ensure no one's there. Third, double check each corner because you probably missed something due to the shit visibility.
Double take 3 times. 1, 2, 3.
And finally, choose a corner to now sit in because you cannot leave or else somebody will hear you. Remember to turn your headset up to max volume for added echolocation benefits. It can't be all that bad though, right? I mean, there's gotta be some positives, which I will admit, there are quite a few, and they almost got me to buy the game. As with the last game, the weapons feel and sound just absolutely incredible. This is seriously top-of-the-line stuff, and it's sad to see it go to waste in a game like this. Gunsmith still continues to be a great idea, and despite it kinda turning the game into a min-max simulator along with the god-awful UI, it remains one of my favorite things Infinity Ward has added to this franchise. Third-person mode is also kinda neat. Not much to say there. The shock charge sounds like an energy sword from Halo. That's kind of cool, I guess. Oh wait, how could I forget easily my favorite thing added to this game? The goddamn drill charge. It's basically just a throwable version of Fuse's charge from Siege, and it's so much fun. It's easily the most effective way of dealing with campers in this game. More on the drill charge later. The real surprise hit in this game for me is Ground War. Ground War felt horrible in Modern Warfare 2019, but it feels so much more thought out and refined in this game. Jumping in with a squad of friends is a genuine blast and easily the most fun I've had in this game. However, I had a very strong revelation while playing. I'm not having fun because I'm playing Call of Duty. No. I'm having fun because I'm basically just playing Battlefield. I might be more biased since I've always liked Battlefield more than Call of Duty, but I also feel like this game's mechanics flow so nicely in a larger scale game mode like this, along with just all the new gadgets they've added in. Take for instance, the aforementioned drill charge. You can actually throw this thing onto vehicles and it'll burrow inside them and blow up anyone inside. Ground War does also suffer from some of the game's flaws, like the lightning fast TTK means that you get lasered from so far away. Like someone will just be sitting on a rooftop far away and then just you're dead. I'm also pretty sure there's only going to be like 4 maps at launch, and out of the 3, I think there's 3 in the beta, 2 of them kind of sucked. So that's a bit of a concern, but considering the current state of the Battlefield franchise, Ground War easily could have made me buy the game. But I already know this mode will get almost no post-launch support, and I can't imagine Infinity Ward actually supporting it long term, unless they prove me wrong. Please. Please prove me wrong, Infinity Ward. I need my Battlefield fix. I also completely forgot to mention DMZ, which got leaked a while ago. I don't really know a whole lot about it. I think it's just like a Tarkov style game mode. Not super interested in it. Maybe at launch I'll like it. I don't know. There's also so much more I want to say about this game, but I feel like a lot of that could be left to a full-length review if I do that when the game comes out. I don't know. I might stick to my guns and truly not buy it. Unless this video does well, which I will absolutely do a follow-up review on. It's just sad to see the state of this franchise. Cold War kind of felt like they were going in the right direction, but Treyarch was forced to rush it out and struggled from it. Vanguard was so boring and uninspired that I don't think anybody even cared to make fun of it. It just wasn't worth it. And now Modern Warfare 2 feels like it's supposed to be from a different franchise, and in fact is making me just want to go play a different franchise. The only potential saving grace of this game for me could be the campaign, but playing another modern military game about fighting a cartel with no innovative features like the branching paths and side missions in Cold War and Black Ops 2, or even Infinite Warfare, which incorporated more to the formula than just a linear shooting gallery. There's also Spec Ops, which I don't know much about, but after they horribly butchered my absolute favorite thing from the Modern Warfare franchises in Modern Warfare 2019, I don't trust it. Ultimately, is Modern Warfare 2 as bad as I say it is? Probably not. Will I check it out again at launch and review it? Maybe. But right now,
my disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.